Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have some books for you. So let's get right to it. I'm going to do the ones that are absolutely brand new to me. There's a couple here in this pile that I haven't actually colored in. Well, the rest of these, I have not colored in any of them. So, okay. And these are the two that I've colored copies of. This is a Japanese Momo girl book. I believe it's Girls with Music. It's an amazing book. You can tell the jacket's seen a little wear. And How to Draw Lovely You. This one is Korean. And I've colored probably more out of this one, but I don't actually color in these though, because they're just a little, they're not expensive, but when you factor in shipping from Japan and Korea, although sometimes I can get a hold of sellers. There's one seller that sells books like these. They're from the UK. So it's probably like a second party deal type of thing. But either way, I just print out. I have a printer that will take watercolor paper and mixed media. It's rear feeding. Little tip there. Get yourself an Epson, and with a rear facing thing, and you will be able to print out mixed media and watercolor paper a whole lot easier. So we'll do those last, and that one. Let's get started with this one. I love Kirby's books. Now the paper in this one is not, I've come across better, to be honest, but it's not terrible. So his books, this is a collection of, if you look on the back here, it is a collection from Phantomorphia and Geomorphia. The artist lives in the Philippines, or at least he's from the Philippines. I don't know if he actually still lives there, but that's where he's from. He has the website here, www.kirbyrosannes.com, and then there's the Wondermorphia. I think that's Instagram. I know he has a Facebook page because I posted. He has a Facebook page, but there's also a non-official group that I'm a part of, and he actually saw it in one of my pictures. It was a pelican or toucan, and he commented, like how beautiful it was. And I was like, oh, I know I'm bragging a little, but that's kind of an honor. So here's another thing with all his social media. This book is not new. It's 2020, but it's kind of new to me. I haven't had it that long, and I haven't even had a chance to color in it. So that's the website. That's the Facebook page. And then I believe that's Twitter or X or whatever. It was Twitter back then. I don't know. Freaking Elon Musk. But anyway. And then I believe that's Instagram. So the thing I like about this book is that it's one-sided. So if you wanted to use alcohol markers, you certainly could. I would, however, recommend a couple of sheets of copy paper like this, or a piece of cardstock, because it will bleed through, I guarantee you, and it doesn't have that black backing. So I would definitely recommend this. Or you could just cut it out. You can do it by getting a crafter's knife and just carefully running it down the seams. But if you do that, be prepared, because the others will probably soon follow. Depends on how deep you cut. And you just have to be careful how you pull. When you go to pull it out, kind of do it a little at a time, so that you kind of get a feel for, how it's wanting to pull from, where it's wanting to pull from in the spine. And if you're really careful, sometimes you can tell when you're pulling it that you haven't cut through enough of the paper or the binding. And it's just glue bound. I have several that are glue bound and sewn. My Clara Markova book, the Japanese book that I showed you with the red one, the red one, red purplish one, that's glue and sound bound, I believe. I'll double check when I look through it. But it can work if you don't mind it all eventually coming apart. His books I tend to take apart a lot. It's just easier for me. So that's just a little side trail. I actually love these. And I only have one of those two books. I think I have the Geomorphia. I don't have the Phantomorphia. Pretty sure I don't have that book. I have most of his. I have several, by the way. Please check out my reviews playlist. I have done quite a number of reviews involving his books. They're very all nice. And these ones have that word search, not word search, wow. They have little things that you're supposed to look for, that hidden objects kind of thing. It's really fun. Let's see if I can spot. Well, there's a little snake here, but I think that's intentional. But it's usually some random object. Let's see. Like a playing card or an egg or something weird like that. I'll show you. There's a key in the back. I'll show you when we get that to the back of it. This might be one of my favorites. I absolutely love this one. I might have to do that at some point. I have too many others I want to do, but that's definitely on my list. Wow, this one would take an absolute minute. Wow. That would take a while. Ooh. And what a juxtaposition here. If you look at the dunes with the ships and the ocean right on top. That's quite the juxtaposition, don't you think? Huh. Anyway. I've seen somebody do this image. This is, I believe, in the one that I have, if I'm not mistaken. Please don't quote me, but I know I've colored this image, so it has to be in that one. Pretty cool. The paper is very, very smooth, though. I would suggest being careful about using wax pencils on this, because it's so you can feel a little tooth, but it does not have a ton of tooth. So if you're going to use the wax pencils, I would use a very light hand and lots of light layers, or you might get wax blooms. Okay, that's what it feels like to me. But this feels like it could take a good chunk of wet media, like watercolor pencils, Neo 2s, which are like water-soluble crayons, King Art, that kind of thing. Definitely. Oil pastel crayons, which are like Neo 1s. Those are amazing, by the way. Huh. This one, my God, I don't know. If you really love to do like steampunk and metal and stuff like this is probably the page for you. I do sometimes, but that much of it, man, that would take, because when you do metal like this, if you want to do it up proper, you have to first decide if you want rusty metal or new metal, because one's going to be a lot more shiny and the other will involve an entirely different palette of colors. So I would definitely think about that. And then you've got like with some of the, like this part right here, you've got to think about like shadows, and these cogs are going to cast, and where your light perspective is, because all these cogs are going to cast different, especially if you do new metal, they're going to cast shadows all over the place. So you're going to have to really think about like your shadows. So like if you say you started this piece right here, you're gonna, when you do, you can already see he did a little shading down here to kind of give you a clue, but that's what I mean. And then like this stuff could be casting a shadow, some bounce, you know, the light could be bouncing off more than one thing and casting different reflections. So that's why it's a real challenge to do pictures like this, or for me. Wow, that's pretty cool. Bet you this, yeah, this is from the Geomorphia, I think. I think this is from the one I don't have. So I don't remember this one. Oh, look at the horses. Wow. That one would take a minute also. Oh my gosh, this would have made a great Halloween one, don't you think? Yeah, I would have definitely done that for Halloween. Wow. This would definitely take a minute too. Most of his images will take a minute. He does everything by hand. There is no AI art in any of his books. He hand draws his stuff. He hand sketches it with pen and ink. It's phenomenal. Wow, look at that. And imagine if you have this shiny, it's going to reflect, like say if your light's coming from this way. So your light's going to bounce off of here and here and here, but it's going to bounce off right toward the top here, but not toward this part, if that makes any sense. That's why doing metal like this is challenging. If you want to, do it up right. If that matters to you, if it doesn't, that's okay too. That's cool. This looks like it could also be from Mythic World, but I know it's not, but it could kind of. Ooh, look at that. Talk about your hidden objects. Jeez, they're all over the place in this one. Wow. Huh. He has such the imagination. I love his imagination. A troll, I think. I think that's a troll. Look at the face on that mushroom. Kind of grumpy looking. Wow. Oh my god. This is cool, but I've forgotten about this one. Yeah, that would take a hot minute. Wow. That's pretty cool. This one would definitely take a few days at the very least. Wow. That's pretty cool. This reminds me of another image in one of his other books where it's very similar. This young boy is in a boat, whereas the one I'm thinking of, he's on a surfboard. So Kirby must like to do or have done like water sports of some kind. This would have been so good for Halloween. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's breaking my heart. All right. Wow. This is cool. This is very cool. Wow. Oh, here's another good one. You could make this kind of metal, but you could not too. Depends on, how fantastical you want to go. That's pretty cool. That, I think, is one of the cards in the key. I think so. Not sure. There's the Joker. It might be this one, actually. Huh, interesting. Wow. That would take forever. Because shadow placement would be with these kinds of busy images is an absolute nightmare. it really but that's so cool. Oh, this is cool. This would take a long time too. Now, I'll be honest, guys, I'm not much for coloring beetles and scarabs and things like that, which I think that's a beetle. I'm not really, it's not really my thing. I think they're really well drawn. It's just not generally my thing. But, yeah, anyway, moving on. So, That's pretty cool. Wow. Oops. This might be one of my favorites next to that Half Moon one. I absolutely love this. Okay, this is what I was telling you about. Can you find these items, artifacts, and creatures in this book? And so there's a 4-leaf clover. Let's see if I see the Joker card. Hold on. Let's see. I thought there was a Joker card in one of these. There was, but I mean, I thought it was in the key, but maybe not. Really thought there was. I'm tripping. Alright. I guess I'm tripping. Alright. Anyway, that's what it is. And here are all the answers. And you can even color that if you want to. And there's all of the little keys. So, what it is, and I'll show you. If you can see it, my camera will focus. I only have one phone to film with, so I can't do a ton of layers, but like you see right here where he's circled a couple things, here and here. This one had 2. Some only have 1, like this one only has 1, that bird one. It was a playing card. There are a couple. This one's down here and down here. So you get the idea. And that's kind of how that goes. So let's move on. And I will say the thing that I love most about Camelia's books is the young people in them are always so happy most of the time. There's a couple that they're kind of not, but they're more happy than not. And her paper is, next to outright watercolor paper, the paper in her books is phenomenal. You can throw watercolor at it as long as you do it in light. I wouldn't do like a heavy watery wash because it will buckle, but it does do like a medium wet type watercolor level. It does watercolor crayons. It does. There's not really anything this book paper cannot handle. It's absolutely phenomenal. I have a lot of, I don't have them all, but I have a lot of her books. And in fact, one I have like duplicate copies of it. It's Cute and Creepy. I have 2 copies. So, Pop Manga Flights of Fancy by Camelia D'Errico. And she, by the way, you will see very quickly, she loves bees. She has a lot of bees in her book. Which is nothing wrong with that. So, there's your kind of your double page, and I believe it's from Watson Guptill in California and New York. Just make sure. You see how thick that paper is? That's how you can tell the paper's really thick. It makes that loud, that type of sound when it's thick. So, her Cute and Creepy has 2 images that are one on each side, and they both have like this moth or butterfly in the front of the face. I'm not sure what that means exactly. I have a feeling it means something, but I'm not, like, I have a feeling there's some significance to that. I just don't know what that is. I love the mushrooms in that one. That's so cute. This would be a great spring picture. You see how they're either sort of got a soft face. She's a little melancholy looking, but still not like angry. Now, I'm not sure, but I think this one kind of means it is got some sort of legend to it. But let me know in the comments what you think, if I'm right about that. I think this one might too. This bird might be a mythical creature of some kind. Oh, look at the chickie with the heart. Oh, bird brain. She's a bird brain, literally. Oh, another cute spring picture. This as I said, this paper can take more than I could have ever imagined from a what is not essentially a watercolor coloring book. So, yeah, it's cute stuff. This would have been great for this winter too. Look at that, you guys. Oh my gosh, wow. Oh, that's wild. That would take a long time. And if you wonder why I put my hands over the images, I try to if I happen to think about it, just so that people can't steal their work. I'm not saying any of you guys would, but there are a lot of untrustworthy people out there outside of my subgroup that would go, ooh, empty page, and then try to copy it and put it into the book of their own. It's terrible. I know of a couple of artists that have suffered greatly because of AI art. Their Etsy sales and stuff have absolutely tanked. Not because they're not extremely gifted, because when you can buy AI coloring book and get 30 images for $2, I mean, how can they compete with that? When they take the time to, learn how, and the energy to learn how to draw, and then make these images for us, it's very hard for them to compete with that. So, okay, rant over. Yeah, very cute. Aw, I like that one a lot. That would be a great spring picture too. Here we come with the bees. Shakes bees and butterflies. Oh, these are cute. I love a lot of her stuff. I have like three or four of her books. I think the regular pop manga one is the one I don't have. Oh wow, look at that one, you guys. And this one too is the person, or she looks surprised. She has such expressive eyes in her females. Look, that's adorable. I love her stuff. I really do. She's such a talented artist. She's so whimsical. See, more bees. If you like bees, this is the book for you. Oh, that's so cute. See, here we go with the thing, the moss in front of the face. It almost looks like they have eyes. That's kind of wild. It's like she's wearing a mask almost. This could almost qualify as a mask, maybe, like a Mardi Gras mask. Could technically, if you did this part right here a certain type of way, to make it look like her eyes instead of the eyes of the moth or butterfly. I don't know. One of the two. Wow. And like, she has a lot of detail, but it's not uber small like, Kirby and Johanna Basker's books can be sometimes. Not always. But a lot of her images are detailed, but they're large details. Most of them. I mean, there's a few little ones here and there, like on this praying mantis, dragonfly, sorry. You see some small detail, but it's not like anything crazy. And I'm not putting down, I have multiple books from both those artists, one of which I was just showing you, but sometimes it's hard for me to do a lot of their images. It really takes a lot out of my eyes, and so I just don't do them nearly as often as I would like. But these ones are a little easier on my eyes. Aw. Some of them are tiny detail, but wow. Can you, this is so, oh my gosh. Look at this. Interesting. More bees. More bees. Bees. Lots of bees. Sorry, my book keeps sliding around. I absolutely love these because I love the movement. And I don't have to color a face, which I'm getting better at it, but I'm learning how to do it in watercolor right now, and that's a whole different thing. More bees. So anyway, if you like bees, this is the book for you. I like bees. Bees are necessary. No bees, no food. And I really love her hair in that one. Oh, how sweet is this picture? That's so sweet. Well, this is one that has a lot of tiny details. This one would take me a long time. I would have to use my magnifying glasses to do some of these small details. Ah, more bees. Lots of bees. This bee has only one eye. Wow. Okay. He's a cyclops. That's adorable. And that flower looks like it's not too thrilled, like it's getting poked in the eye or something. Wow, that's cool. Ooh, this one has lots of tiny detail, but not too terrible. Oh wow, wow, this one's one of my favorites, and so is this one. Wow, more bees! I told you, more bees. Lots of bees. So, yep. That's that. And there's a little blurb about her. Fun fact, by the way, she has worked with Dark Horse Comics and Disney, Hasbro, Sanrio. I hope I said that right. And let's see, of the books, I think I have Cute and Creepy. I have 2 of those. I have the Manga Mermaids and Other Sea Creatures, the Pot Manga Dragons and Other Magically Mystical Creatures. I have that one. And then this one. But oh my gosh, she has a website, CameliaDeErico.com. So please check her out. I paid, I think for the Wonder Morphia, it was like $12. It wasn't very expensive. This one says $17 on it. I believe I got it at Walmart, believe it or not. But yeah, cute book, right? So let's move on. This is a book that I got off of Amazon, or it was either off of Amazon or in Michael's. I'm not sure. To be honest, I forget which. But it's such a sweet coloring book. The paper is what I would label as high grade Amazon paper. Let's see, here we go. 2021, so it's a few years old, but not too old. Let me see. I'm trying to look. Articus Holdings Limited. It does not give me an actual artist for this, but they're in the introduction, if I remember correctly. This one is there's a story behind this, and I'm gonna read a little bit of it because it's really fascinating. So many artists and naturalists over the years have devoted their time to making beautiful, painstaking depictions of the intricate markings and jeweled colors of the butterfly wings. The plates in this book come from the Naturalist's Library, which was edited by the great Scottish naturalist Sir William Jardine. I apologize, I do not know how to say that person's last name. I'm sure it's one of the two. He lived from 1800 to 1874, so he might have had access to, because plates, so he might have had access to a camera, but it would be a very early one. and it was issued as is a set of 40 volumes with more than 1,300 engraved plates. Exquisitely restored, the butterflies are shown in their natural habitat set against the floor where you might expect to find them. The illustrations were engraved by William Lazars, 1788 to 1859. Whoa. So, yeah, I thought that would be a fun little thing. And this book, honestly, paper, as I said, is high-grade Amazon paper. But if you have like a little way to get your images scanned into your computer or laptop, which I can do, that's what I would do. Oh. These are the key list of plates. And isn't this absolutely stunning? I mean, nice. And this is all of the plates. They're just, I mean, it's just exquisite. Now, the thing I love about this book is that there is a reference image for me to look at. So I can look at that and try to copy it. It makes it easier. I just absolutely love that they did that. Give you the example, and if you wanted, that's how you wanted to copy it, you could. And I like that it's line art. I love grayscale. I used to be afraid of grayscale, and you shouldn't, because grayscale kind of does the work for you. But this is line art, and so because it's line art, reprinting it onto like coloring book paper, type paper, or watercolor paper, whichever, you use less ink, because all that grayscale takes up a lot of blank ink sometimes. So I do like that that's line art. Oh. And I'm not even going to try to say the names of most of these because I'm not that smart. But isn't this absolutely gorgeous? I really just like, I did a review of it once before, but I just wanted to give it a little love because it's such a beautiful book. And it's been a couple of years since I included it when it was new to me, which is I think a couple of years ago, maybe a year ago, something like that. I've had it for a while. It actually might be closer to 3 because I got it during the pandemic. I mean, let's face it, we were all coloring back then. Wow. Really nice. See, it lists the actual genus name on the bottom, which is really cool. And yeah, again, I'm not going to make a fool of myself by trying to pronounce most of these. Wow. And this one actually lists the fauna. I think, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? No, it's not. Okay, it's just the butterflies. Some of these look like moths, if I'm being truthful. There's a couple that look like moths, but either way, isn't that exquisite? I mean, people just don't really too much draw like that anymore. It has such an old, wonderful vibe to them. That's one of my favorites. I like that one too. I like all 3 of these actually. That's pretty cool. Wow, I like this one a lot. It's been a minute since I looked through this book. That's why I decided to bring it back out and go back over it again, because it's such a neat book. The paper really is, it's high grade Amazon paper. Like I would give it, for Amazon paper, I would give it an A+. It's not quite cardstock, but it's close. It's pretty decent. I wouldn't really do anything more than, like, as far as wet media, you could do Neo2s, the thicker kind of wet media, but I wouldn't suggest, I definitely would not suggest alcohol markers, because it will bleed through onto this beautiful image right here. And I personally don't want to do that. But it could definitely handle the thicker wet media, I think, as long as you were very careful and went just a little bit at a time. And just like I'd be constantly like checking the other side of it. But what I will do with these is scan that and then just reprint it, which is why it's uncolored. That's a cool set of colors. I wonder how they get to choose the names. If you like find a new species, I wonder who gets. I wonder what the process is for that. I guess maybe the name after the person that found it or where they found it. Maybe. I don't know. Now I know what that one is. I believe that's a monarch butterfly. Let me see. Well, it lists the actual genus name, so it might not be, but I don't think that the monarch's the actual genus name for it. Sorry, I had to get a drink of water. But that looks like a monarch to me. Oh, these are gorgeous. And they also have caterpillars, chrysalis. See, this is the chrysalis. This is the butterfly in its pupal stage. I hope I said that right. They call them chrysalis. And then there's the caterpillar and then the full adult butterfly. That is how that works. It's cool that they show all different stages of the butterfly. That's very cool. Wow. That looks like a moth to me, if I'm being honest. That almost looks like a moth. I don't know if moths are considered butterflies. Are they? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I won't look it up in case you guys want to tell me. I think they are, but I'm not 100% certain. Ooh. This would be... That's nice. Oh. Oh, I like the palette in that one. It's very nice. And it lists them on both sides, the reference one and the in case you didn't notice. Ah, caterpillars. Wow, this is beautiful. I would definitely do this one on mixed media paper for sure. Well, this side of it, obviously, but I would definitely do this one. I would scan this one and then print it out in mixed media paper for sure. Oh, these are gorgeous. I think we're almost to the end of it. Ta-da. Whoa, that definitely screams mixed media. Wow. That's that. This is a fantastic little book. I absolutely love this book. It just lists series that I don't know. I don't think there's one specific artist other than the two that originally did the engravings and stuff like that. So all right, last two books. So this one, as I said, is Korean. No, this one's Japanese. Excuse me. Ugh. This one's Japanese, and it's from the Momo Girl series, and this is Girls with Music, I believe. And then this is the How to Draw a Lovely You, and this one's Korean for sure. And I have colored images out of both of these books, but they were scanned ones and that were reprinted onto different paper. These books, between the shipping and the cost of the book, which isn't outrageous considering how nice the books are, it just saves me a ton of money. And that way, if what I'm doing goes sideways, I'm not crying over a ruined picture in the actual book. I do Clara McCove's books like that because they're they come from Czechoslovakia. So, and they are amazing. I just did a review of her Orchard Full of Fairies over the Christmas holiday. So go to my reviews playlist and you can find that. Her books are amazing. So let's do these two here and then we will be done. This is the Korean one. Let's see. I'm looking for the date on it. I know it's been out for a few years. It's not brand new. But I just wanted to give it some more love because it's such a nice book. I care for how faded these are. It makes it very easy, or I should say, it makes it hard for me to see the details sometimes. So when I reprint it out, I usually darken the image a little bit so that I can see the details a little bit easier. I do love that she also has a reference photo for you to look at of the image, like that butterfly book. I really do like that. This book is so cute, by the way. This would make a great Easter picture. And there you go. It can take a little water. I think this paper, based on how thick it is, could take some wet media. I would definitely not suggest markers unless you want to ruin your reference photo on the other page. But you could use wet media, I think, because it's thick enough. You hear how thick that is? That could take some wet media. I just would be very cautious. But I mean, you can see this artist. I think it's the HJ person. I hope I'm not wrong about that. I don't read, kanji at all of any Asian country. I don't read any kind of kanji. But what I should do really, and I've never done it, is get Google Translate. That's what you could do. Hold on, I forgot. Here, if any of you guys want to go to Google Translate on your phone, take a picture of it within the app, and it should translate that. I should do that. But look how beautiful their style is. It's so soft and just kind of comforting looking, very soothing palette. This is one of my favorite palettes. Cute Snow White. She's little Asian looking Snow White. That's adorable. She's cute. Wow. That is interesting how they did the uncolored. That's very interesting. Huh. This is really good to have a reference photo for, especially because it's a mirror. Wow. Oh, look, her books are glued. See? I think it's a her. I don't know if my camera's going to pick up, but this is what I mean by books that are glued and sewn. Hopefully my phone will pick up. You see right here? That's the sign of quality. So you might pay a little more, but you'll get your money's worth, because this book I would not take this book apart. That's why I've scanned a few. I have like a handheld scanner that just goes like that. It doesn't work very good for Johanna Bashford's books because her books are all 10 by 10, and my scanner is just only A3 or A4, something like that. So I think it's something like that. And you just scan it and then you upload it to the computer, and then I print it out on my Epson. It's a pretty cool thing. Oh, this would make a great Easter picture for sure. Wow. Ta-da! There's another, possibly just a nice spring one, maybe. Very nice. Wow. Look at her eyes. That is wild. Can you imagine if somebody actually had eyes like that? See, this is what I mean, though, by this being so light. Sometimes I have trouble seeing the detail. So the detail, because it's, I don't know why she printed it in such a light grayscale. I'm not really sure, but it does make it hard for me to see sometimes, like especially this kind of detail right here. I have to get like a little magnifier and stuff. Wow, it's cute. Look at the little mustache. I haven't looked through this book in a minute. This person is so talented. I love this purple koi fish or goldfish. It's a koi. Yeah. Wow. I did this one. You see how talented this individual clearly is. I will definitely see if I can get a translation that will tell me for sure if that's that person's name or not, the HJ. I will look it up, and I will definitely put it in the description. I just never bothered. I don't know why, but wow. I have to admit, it's been a minute since I looked through this book, and some of these images I kind of forgot about. I was like, oh, this one has a story behind it. So not everybody may be familiar with this particular story, but it's been around since I was a child, and I'm old enough to have grandchildren. I, in fact, do. This is from a story called Charlotte's Web. And that's probably what this kanji says right here, I would imagine. I don't know that for sure right now because I'm filming with my phone, so I can't exactly, Google it, translate it, but I bet you that says Charlotte's Web. Charlotte's is the spider, and Wilbur is the pig, and Charlotte wrote, he was a runt and was going to be basically eaten for, I think, Christmas dinner, and Charlotte saved his life by writing cool things in the web, saving his life because he brought so much like attention to himself and to her that the farmer ended up sparing his life. It's a very wonderful cartoon, by the animated cartoon, like the old school animated, not like AI animated, but like old school art type thing. It's a fantastic 80s, I believe. Oh, wow. I forgot about this one. She has such a wonderful Gone with the Wind. That's what that kanji says. Wow. This would take me a minute. I can't help but wonder why she chose such a light grayscale. That's interesting to me. Very, very nice. And this one definitely came from Asia because the seller, so I know it's authentic. But yeah, How to Draw a Lovely You. There's a Pinocchio theme, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there it is. This is Pinocchio. Well, it's spelled a little different. It's not exactly spelled like Pinocchio, but it's something like it, I think. Interesting. I like that. It's such beautiful images. I mean, I think, again, because I don't read kanji, but I think this is the Little Prince. But I'm not 100% certain. But let me know in the comments if you guys have translated this or you know. I think so. this would make a great summer or spring type picture to color. This kind of reminds me of a strange version of Beauty and the Beast almost, because it's got that flower in the dome. But that doesn't really look like a beast to me. It's a fox. So I'm really not sure. It's kind of this weird... I would imagine the kanji up there tells you. Because it's not in English anywhere. I just never bothered to look it up other than, you know, the title. I just knew I loved the book. I saw somebody that did a flip through of it, and that's what got me to buy it. Because I just love the work. These ones do not have reference pictures, but that's okay. They're still really nice, and that is that. So, this is the Japanese book that I have. And I have colored quite a few images out of this. However, they were ones generally from the end. Now, this book has started to come apart on me, which I'm about ready to cry. This one is not sewn. It's just glue bound, and right here the glue has started to come apart, which I'm not sure how I'm gonna, I don't know if I can just re-glue that. I'm not sure what type of glue to use though. If you know, please pop it in the comments if what kind of glue you guys think I should use to, because I don't want this book to fall apart. This is not one I want to take the pages apart. You know, it cost me too much to get it, but the glue did come apart. So if you know, let me know. So, but this is definitely a Momo Girl book. And her books are very popular. Very talented lady. And again, get your Google Translate. I did that once. I think I just don't remember off the top of my head what it said. But it is a very nice book. This is the title. So this part in right here is in Japanese, right here. And then the smaller, less dark words have the titles. Okay, so there's that. And it's a little too small for me to read without my, I have glasses, but without my magnifying glass, I still can't read that. So, but these are the titles, yeah, 1 through 36, and it's in Korean, not Korean, geez. It's in Japanese and English there. So that's just something to be aware of. I think this is, here it is. Here's the artist right here. There she is. Here, I'll put it up here so you guys can see. Ta-da! That's the artist, I believe. But don't quote me. Let's get back to where I was. Yeah, Girls with Music. Oh, that might be the artist herself, I think. But I'm not for sure. Oh, look at all these nice, once again, there's reference photos, which is really nice. But I love the manga style of it. It's really, really beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, I wish, like, I did this one year for Christmas, a couple of years ago. It should be still lurking on my Instagram, Sherry Ramirez 2020, sorry. Wow. I love that this book has a nice variety of line art, light grayscale, heavy grayscale. It has like a little everything. It's really phenomenal work. I mean, see, this one's a little heavier grayscale. It's phenomenal work. That person is so talented. And I will definitely if there's a different name other than Momo Girl, I will definitely put that in the description. I have kind of forgotten, to be honest, at the time I'm filming this, but I will for sure drop that in the description. I did this one, but not from this particular part of the book. You'll see what I mean when I get to the end. I mean, wouldn't this just make a beautiful watercolor picture? Yikes. Her work's absolutely gorgeous. You know, it's a real funny story. Fun fact, I thought for the longest time that this book was Korean because I don't read, you know, any kind of kanji. So, and I found out some time ago that it was Japanese, and I thought, well, that makes sense because if you look at this reminds me a lot of that Japanese ASMR artist. That this reminds me of the palette, the way she uses her palettes. It's very much like this. And that's what got me thinking, and I looked it up and I was like, oh, she's Japanese. That makes sense. Looking at the colored work, you know, totally. It was quite the surprise. I know of somebody that did this image once. I forget who the artist was, darn. She did such a good job of it. I forget what streamer did it though, but she did a really good job with it. It was really nice. It's cute. This one would take a hot minute, wouldn't it? Seeing how this one's a lot more grayscaled than even this one. She has such a nice variety of different, some of it's line art even. And then that's grayscale, but then that's line art. It's very nice. I definitely did this one. This should be on my Instagram. You might have to go back a bit, but that should be on my Instagram. I absolutely love. I did this one also. And it came out really good. I had it reprinted onto watercolor paper, and I'll tell you what, I threw everything but the kitchen sink at it. And it looked great. It came out really good. Ta-da. Oh, and the bottom, English. Trust me. Oh. And there's all the musical instruments because it's girls with music, so that makes sense. I wonder if I really can't help but wonder if this is an actual drawing of the artist. Like a selfie, kind of. I don't know. That would be fun to find out, don't you think? This one is one of my favorite images. Because it really does tell a pretty important story if you think about it. I mean, it's obviously exaggerated with the fan, but it makes a very important point. She went into space. That's fun. Now, see, here's the ones that are like heavily grayscale. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? This would have been a great Halloween one. This one too, actually. Look at the ribs. Wow. Yeah, this book is beautiful. I got to figure out what glue to use. Oh, you know, like I was mentioning earlier, it's starting to come apart, so I just don't want to use the wrong glue to fix it with. Wow, look at that. Look how lifelike that is. Oh my gosh, it almost looks like a port. Like, that is so realistic looking. That is just blowing my mind. Okay, so I think that's like a heart harpsichord kind of thing. This is the image that I colored. It's that other image, but on a single page. I absolutely love it. It came out so good. Again, I threw everything but the kitchen sink at it. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Turn it back. Sorry. There we go. Let's see. It's a little harder to turn it. Sorry, people. I don't mean to make y'all dizzy. I'm just having trouble with the pages. These are much easier to scan, especially with my little portable scanner. And then you upload it, and boom. There it is. I think I paid like $70 for it, but it's been absolutely 100% worth it. It's saved me from having to like rebuy this book. I definitely should have done that for Halloween. Wow. And there it is. Ta-da. Oh, let's see. Hold on. These are others. I will definitely drop, if there's a different name that other than Momo Girl, I will definitely drop it in the comments along with this one so that they get their proper due. So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Please stay safe. Please take care of your mental health, guys. It is like the wild, wild west out there. So please just take care of yourselves. Look out for each other and look out for yourself, okay? Have a blessed week, guys. Bye.